Testing 1, 2. This is the Mr.Nobody podcast. Brought to you by nobody.
Message 4 3 4 7 8 4 5 9 7 6 3 6 3.
Okay. I've been getting a lot of robocalls. Sometimes I call them back and speak in gibberish. I called one of these robocalls back and got this lady.
Hello, this is so forget to hear me. I'm a little bit busy right now, so please come back later.
I will do that. I think I'm probably having a little post-traumatic stress with the telephone. And I don't worry about my daughter. Not the same way that I used to worry about my son.
Please leave your message for 3 4 7 8 4 5 9 7 6 3 6 3.
And I know that you parents and brothers and sisters, children, know what I'm talking about. That there's somebody in your life who you cannot trust. And not just not trust to rip you off or break something or fuck the world, but to disappear from your life. I always had an anxiety with my son that I'd get a phone call and the longer it didn't come, the longer the silence persisted, the longer everything went well, and that we both thrived and intertwined our minds and our futures, the longer and the harder I felt the anxiety. When's that call gonna come? The call you dread. I see some states have decriminalized the possession of small amounts of, from what I understand, all drugs, any flavor, every flavor. It gives people the option to pay a $100 fine or enter into rehab. I know they're trying to do the right thing here because it's a shit show. It's a bloodbath. And they're trying to figure out something.
Please leave your message for 3 4 7 8 4 8 4.
I personally believe that most people will pony up the $100 and say, fuck you, and go back to what they're doing, which is abusing drugs. Not using drugs, abusing drugs. Some of the drugs they made legal, I'm totally fine with. Mushrooms. I don't think anyone will fuck their mushroom dealer.
Hello, this is Total Spaghetti. I'm a little bit busy right now, so please come back later.
I shall come back later. In fact, why don't we deal with a few of these robocalls together? Right now. You see, I decided to call back.
Warning.
Sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. Thank you.
Here's a little montage.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Valerie Gail Martin. Not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello.
Hi.
Been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Valerie Gail Martin.
Has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
So I called back.
Automatic voice message system is not
Valerie
available.
Gail Martin.
At the tone,
Warning.
at the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
And when I get someone on the phone, I kind of thing. Stupid shit.
With your message, press 1 to listen to your message. Press 2 to erase and re-record. Message review.
Here's a little song about. Here's a little song about.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen to your message. Press 2 to erase and re-record. Press 3 to continue recording where you left off. Press 4. At the tone, please continue.
To my surprise, I managed to get a few people online.
Who you speaking to? Who do you want to know? Who you want
Please leave your message for 3, 4, 7, 8, 4, 5, 9, 7, 3. Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
And I left a few messages.
Hey,
Who do you want to know?
Please leave your message for 3, 4. Please leave your message for 3, 4, 7, 8, 4, 5. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
Good evening, sir. How are you? I'm doing, sir. Thanks for your concern. Sir, just give feedback because last place you ordered with me. So how was medication? It was fine, sir? You got something in that?
I don't think. I didn't think from that.
No, sir. I'm talking about the blue Viagra and yellow Cialis. So can you just know that which one you got from the last time? Then you got the Viagra or the Cialis?
I don't think I ever bought anything like that.
Okay. So like to try any? Like today we have best offer for the customers have offer for you today.
I truly appreciate that, but I think I will pass that.
Any other
voice message system.
Valerie Gail Martin.
There you go. Completely childish, but fun shit. Sometimes what happens is when I do get through to people, not everybody, but a few, I can hear in their voices, in their voice, that they're not bad people. And that this is the only job that they could get. That one guy sounded like he was calling from India. So even robocalls are connecting real people to other real people who are just trying to survive, find their way, feed their families. Yes, completely unnecessary, but after 30 of these calls, I felt I should call back, at least inquire as to what their services were. But it was still human contact. I didn't want to abuse them with anger. I wanted to be somewhat creative, although it's completely infantile. What I do, certainly what I did there, it's infantile. What I do in general, it's infantile.
Hello, this is Sophia. I'm a little bit busy right now, so please come back later.
Can you hear that little scream in the background?
So please come back.
The phone, the messages, the messaging. What message do we send to our youth by saying you're cool with having a certain amount of heroin on you, or you're okay with a certain amount of coke, or it's cool with us as a society that you have a certain amount of meth. I would never be cool with my son having a certain amount of heroin. Any amount of heroin. I guess there's an argument to be made that the reality of our particular moment is that a lot of people are using and killing themselves with the use of these super fucked up, highly addictive, largely Mexican drugs. And that's what it feels like when I see these decriminalizations that we're losing. That this is a kind of a green light for drug manufacturers. Keep pumping it in hard into our youth, into our bloodstream. I mean, no one's forcing us to take this shit, to inject this bullshit or smoke it. No one's forcing us to fuck up our lives. No one but us. The normalization of it, the decriminalization of it, feels like a tacit acceptance Now, I do like that you get a choice to go to drug rehab. But the more people that use this shit, I think the less people will have in drug rehab, because the percentages are pretty low of people that take themselves to drug rehab.
They only go
when circumstances force them, or we've begged them enough, and they do it to shut us up.
Let's not be completely fucking stupid.
People love getting high. I think it's connected to sex. You can't stop people from fucking. And once they've tasted what it's like to be on these drugs,
it seems to be similar.
Message form 3 4 7 8 4 5 9 7 6 7.
mating, coupling, sex, those are life-affirming things.
They create.
They're creative. Drugs are destructive. Self-murder. And supporting murder elsewhere. It's a really fucked up situation we're in.
And it's ironic
how connected we all are by our telephones, but how disconnected we are
by these drugs.
I think my son chose drugs because it was easier than negotiating
intimacy
with his girlfriend or girlfriend. I just happen to know a little bit about that through our conversations and can sort of piece together that
heroin and drugs like that take the place of intimacy because you're fully gone. You're fucked.
And maybe our brains read it the same way. Like, this is the shit.
Here we are again.
I'm home. All that crap you hear people fucking say. And I'm sorry to say that, I'm sure people feel that, but it's false.
As false and untrue
as anything can be. It's a deception, one that your drug dealer at the end of your phone call
depends on.
Who would we be? Who would I be as my son's father
to not
confront this lie, this demon, this deception? That's a better word. It's not supernatural.
Leave your message form 3 4 7 8 4.
It's totally fucking natural.
When I was drinking a lot, it was ruining my life. I was missing appointments, couldn't have relationships. I was depressed. Alcohol is a depressant, whatever. A small theater company
that did
mixed media hired me
as a driver
for a film crew, and we went to Mexico. And what I neglected to tell the production people is that I didn't even have a license.
Somebody else had to pony up their license so that I could drive.
I know what it is to be not together because of my habits, because of my choices. And yes, there's underlying depression, but
I couldn't leave it at that.
I couldn't succumb to it. I couldn't use that as an excuse. So yeah, I might have been a good person with underlying redeemable qualities.
Was I?
Was I just a liability? These are gnawing questions. I think I'm both. I was both. But unfortunately, our shitty habits and choices
cancel out
any decent character because of how circumstances are.
How repercussions are.
Imagine if I told the families of people that I might have gotten killed that I was depressed and that's why I drank.
You think they would accept that?
I had a drunk kid burn down a fucking loft in Lower Manhattan.
And never take responsibility for it.
Just said he got sleepy, left a candle. He burned the fucking place down. He almost killed us all. It didn't go over well.
I love that kid. He used to
be with me at my shows. We would work the entire room together. He took on a lot of responsibility, complex tasks.
Super smart.
But he was one of these Jekyll and Hyde drunks. Totally sweet when he wasn't drunk. But then
you'd wake up in the middle of the night and he would be that guy screaming
at a girl on the fucking street or shouting something into a phone at 3 or 4 in the morning in the bathroom.
We couldn't believe it. It was like two people.
Two really different people. Which one of them was him? Which one of them
is me?
Which one of them is you? Which one of those two people made it so that I could never trust or hire that kid again? His whole family came down to defend him in the wreckage.
The smoldering wreckage
of what the fire had done. They wouldn't even see it. We were
astounded at the level of denial.
A good person. Or what? Did that all just get negated
by a bad
addiction? It did. That doesn't mean to say
that if he
walked himself out of those dark woods, out of that self-deception,
generational disease,
that was alcoholism for him, that he couldn't redeem himself, re-own his life,
where it wasn't
in danger of being Mr. Hyde. I don't know what else to say.
with drugs and alcohol,
Turn people into the dual personalities until finally it just becomes
one
terrible thing. Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde. Anyway, back in Mexico,
we would eat lunch at this tiny little,
I don't even know what you'd call it. It was just a table outside of a shack, eating place that we were.
at every day.
And the people there were so poor, and they were so nice, such lovely, that I really felt guilty for just owning the clothes on my body. And I had a beer with my lunch, and the guy who I worked for
Had been through drugs and alcohol.
and he said, "Why are you doing that?" And I said something like, "Well, I just, I don't know, I just thought I'd have one."
Some answer we've all given.
But then I asked him, "Why shouldn't I have this?" And he was ballsy enough and real enough to say to me, "If it's on
The table.
then it's on the table."
And I woke up. He was correct.
That if that substance, whatever it is allowed by me to be in my life, then I accept the full range of its power, its destructive power. And I also am complicit in the victimization of the other people in my life because of that choice. And that choice is little choices that link together in this chain where we choke ourselves and everyone who loves us to death. I have been trying to live again, and I know that I'm wrong. And I admit this to you, that I am wrong, putting this much connection and love into another living being, because mortal things are never certain to be there. And so I'm making a fundamental mistake in my grief. I know this. And yet, the pain that I feel is so deep that I really don't know how to climb. And I'm a victim of drugs, just on this end of it. If it's on the table, you're putting it on the table. If you take drugs, phone
Is an enemy.
it's that privileged way that we get to communicate instantly with people.
But it becomes this
Devious.
thing.
I used to think that I knew my son through the telephone, that through my,
Immediate access to him.
that I could control something, some bad choice he might make to keep good.
Stuff flowing into him.
The way I found out that he was using drugs was through his phone, his cell phone. All I have is a few ghostly recordings, snippets that I took through my phone.
We should be able to trust each other.
Not to kill ourselves, but drugs take that off the table. There's no way to trust,
Because of how dangerous they are.
and we're suckers. My son would have been 27, right about now. I had the good fortune to be with him.
The last 4 of his birthdays.
And I wish I wasn't so angry that he threw his life away. His beautiful life.
Here's a little phone call. But I'll leave you.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Happy birthday. Is it not being a happy birthday right now?
Oh, it's awesome. I'm having a great day.
Why? What are you doing? You're working your butt off, right?
No, that's not doing anything. The moving people came and, like, brought everything in. I brought some boxes.
Oh.
So everything's in the garage, pretty much. It wasn't that much stuff. It's like the house totally is cool. And my day started last night.
Wow, that's much better than I had thought you were in for. Seriously.
Yeah, yo, I thought it was going to be bad. But I was kind of like forward to it because I thought there was going to be a lot of, like, cool things to find. But there's a lot less stuff than I thought.
No treasures.
Yeah. I had a really good night last night.
What'd you do?
It's not really what we did. We didn't really do anything. But I just, like, was really happy.
Who'd you spend it with?
I was with Jesse and Devin, but I don't know. I was just vibing.
Yep, special moment. All the stars.
Yeah, for real.
Good. Well, are you up at your mom's house now?
Yeah, I'm here. Jesse and Devin are here. And we're making some food.
You guys are having to partay.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, maybe we're gonna have a little get together here later.
Okay.
She wants me to go to Whistling Willie's because I can get a free dinner.
Okay.
Oh yeah, obviously. Like, well, because I do that usually. We've done that for our birthdays the last couple times, both of us.
Can you get away with it tomorrow night?
I don't know. It's whatever. I'll figure it out. But you're coming up.
Yep. Just to see you.
You can come to Whistling Willie's, or you can come to Mom.
Okay.
Be doing something.
Okay.
And I don't want anything dramatic.
Dramatic?
I don't want, like, everyone to sing happy birthday.
That kind of, like, musical drama.
Like, I don't want time to, like, open your presents, like...
Yeah. Don't worry, it won't be.
Did you get me my presents?
How come there's an S at the end of the word?
The computer.
I'll pull the files off of it, and you can start using it and go from there.
Okay, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. I don't need it. Well, whatever, though. I don't need it, like, today. It's not a big deal.
If I don't do it today, it'll be next week.
Oh, well then, maybe if you want to do it today, that'd be cool.
My one condition for this computer is you've got to accustom yourself to putting it in a neoprene bag. Yeah, when you move it from place to place.
Oh, do you mean that like, the, like, squishy kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine, brother.
Don't say whatever, because this is important.
No, I mean, it's whatever.
Okay.
I will do that.
Right. And then you need to have like a case that actually has like a strap in it. And you're in that briefcase I bought you doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Because your computer it'll just bang out of there.
Yeah. Okay.
I only need to see you for a little while. Okay?
Okay.
I'll call you when I'm leaving work, getting home.
Are you staying at your house?
Yes, so you know where to find me anytime I'm there.
Okay.
Okay? With me.
8:30 at Willie's. Be there. Damn it.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
Love you. My son.
Love you too.
My son.
Love you too. Alright. Bye.
Goodbye. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. My son. Love you. My son. Goodbye. My son. My son. My son. Love you. 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 My son.
Leave your message for
3, 4. Goodbye.